Ladies and gentlemen, another day and another practice officially in the books for the LA Chargers. Now, this might be a little bit shorter of a video, but I wanted to make sure you guys are kept up to date with everything that is going on. So we're going to give you a quick little update. Now, before we get into the video, big shout out to all of the Chargers media members, man. They do such a great job every single day getting these highlights out, work so hard. Make sure you guys go follow them on Twitter or X right now before you do anything else, because it helps out them so much, helps out me so much, and honestly, it helps out you so much because you guys can get these highlights, this news, this note, or the notes before anyone else does. Okay, they keep you updated in live time. So go give them a follow. Alright, with that being said, there's a quick, or not quick, but there's a massive offensive line question mark right now among this team. Who is the starting offensive line going to be? And it's more specifically around the center, right? Who's going to be the center? Who's going to be the left guard? Now, today's been interesting because over the first portion of, we'll call it voluntary workouts, right? Over voluntary workouts, we saw Bradley Bozeman and Andre James kind of split those starting center snaps, right? Now, over the first couple, we'll say 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of OTAs, we've seen a little bit of a different approach here. Now, we saw Bradley Bozeman, right, the center, move over to left guard, and we've seen now that left guard and Zion Johnson move over to center. Okay, so right now, in this specific play, you have Zion Johnson at center, Bradley Bozeman at left guard, Rashawn Slater left tackle, Mekhi Becton right guard, and then Joel at right tackle, right? So your offensive line does look a little bit different. Basically the same personnel that was here last year, but just, you know, interchanging these guys. And Zion and Bradley Bozeman. So that was one piece of news that I wanted to make sure to get across to you guys, is that's what the offensive line looks like right now. Again, Bradley Bozeman at left guard, and then Zion Johnson's playing a lot more center. Okay, very intriguing, at least to start practice. All right, so here's a really interesting portion of practice. If you guys remember last year, they had this black curtain out. Now, this is only to really help quarterbacks with anticipation. Anticipation is one of the most important things a quarterback can have. You need to be able to lead your receiver to where they're going. You don't want to throw it behind them. You don't want to throw it over them. You want to hit them basically right where they're going to be, right? So that's all they're doing right here. You have that black curtain up, and all we're doing is running routes across these black curtains, right? So you see 13 here, the rookie quarterback out of Florida State, DJ. He is trying to hit this receiver in stride. Boom, he does, right? And then same thing with Justin Herbert. You're going to see this guy cross your screen, and then boom, he throws the ball before you can even see him, okay? This is very important. Anticipation. I mean, it's right where it needs to be. Now the receiver drops it. You watch over here to the left side, receiver drops it. Again, it's tough for them as well because sometimes you can't see the quarterback, right? Sometimes the guy's standing in your way, so you need to be able to adjust quickly and make those grabs. I wish I could see who this wide receiver was. It could be Trey Harris, but I had no idea. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew exactly who that was. But again, here's another rep. Boom, same thing. Now, that looks like Najee. So maybe that first one was Hampton. Maybe these are running backs. That looks like a tight end. That looks like 82. And again, I still don't even know who 82 is. Brendan Rice? Is that Brendan Rice right there? I think he was 82. The first guy could have been Hampton. I believe the second guy here for Justin Herbert, it looks like Najee Harris. Yeah, that looks like 22. So that's Najee. Maybe the first guy was Hampton. Not really too sure. But again, these are tough ones, but you got to be able to catch them. You got to be able to haul them in. Now, we actually have some more of them, too. So, let's see. Herbert. Now, we're going to the opposite side, I believe. Drop back. We're looking at quick routes. So, that one is 39. Was that 39 catching the ball there? 39? Who's 39 on this team? Jalen Johnson, maybe? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, right? I think 39 is Jalen Johnson. On that side, it looks like... Can't even tell. Go through. Let's just go through it. So, you got Jalen Johnson there. Opposite side here, looks like you got 89, maybe Will Dissly. Couldn't tell if it was an 8. 83, Tyler Conklin. I think he'll be a starter for them. Who do you guys think is going to be the starting tight end? You got Conklin, Will Dissly, and Rondé Gatson. Actually, wait, before we get any further into the video, do me a big favor, guys. hit that like button if you haven't already done so. But most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you are new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family, and we got you guys covered throughout the entirety of this year's offseason for the LA Chargers. Now, you may be asking, what does that include? Well, not only are we going to cover all of OTAs, which is the rest of this week, and then from there, we're going to get into mandatory minicamp, okay? Once they finish these 2 practices, they're going to take about a month off and get into training camp. But we're going to cover training camp as well. Don't you guys worry. And then ultimately, once training camp is here, we got preseason football, right? So it is right around the corner. Get ready, guys. Things are going to get exciting. But we're also going to cover preseason. We're going to cover regular season with all 22 coaches film. So make sure you guys are joining the family. With that being said, let's dive back into the video. So let's watch a couple more reps here. We saw Jalen Johnson. You see Will Dissly. We see Tyler Conklin. Who's 82? 82, Brendan Rice. Okay, so he's up again. I am really intrigued by Keandre Lambert-Smith. I don't see him right now. He wears number 84, but he is a guy that I am really high on coming into the season. I think he could play a big-time role in this football team, depending on what they do with Quentin Johnston and Darius Davis. But, man, you got Trey Harris, McConkey, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Quinn Johnson, Mike Williams. They got a lot of guys here that can have an immediate role next year. All right, we also saw some reps from some of the defensive line, including outside linebacker Khalil Mack and some of the younger guys as well. Thule's out there. Bud Dupree, I don't know if he's out there right now, but yeah, he is. I see 48. You also see, who else do we see out there? 57. I believe 57 is Tremont Morris Brash. 45 is Thule. Do we see 54? Do we see 54? Yep, there's Kyle Kennard. 59, I believe, is Kylan Guidry. 97. So yeah, you see a bunch of these guys out here putting in some work. 97 is Garmin Randolph. So this defensive line is interesting. Obviously, Joey Bosa going over to Buffalo. They obviously needed guys to come in here and be able to not only get to the quarterback, but stop their run. That was one area of their team that they needed to be a little bit better in. And they added a nose tackle in the 3rd round of this year's NFL draft. Jamari Caldwell is someone that I need to, and we need to keep a really close eye on. I think he's going to be huge for this football team just because of his ability to plug the run. So I definitely am excited about that. You also had Kyle Kennard, who is a good edge rusher, not to replace Joey Bosa per se, but someone that can come in here and add more depth off the edge because you lost Joey Bosa. But ultimately, another really good day of practice here for the LA Chargers. We're going to speed things up and get more into it over the next few days. So make sure you guys do me a favor, join the family, turn on post notifications. That way you guys are notified every time we join or every time we post a video covering the LA Chargers. Like I said, there's a lot more coming, man. We got a lot of work to do and a lot of things to cover. So join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys during the next one. Peace.